Hey guys, Michael here. Today I'm going to give you a quick look at the pre-production version of the arrow barrel and arrow for the FX Impact. The barrel itself is a smooth bore, meaning it has no rifling or smooth twist on the end, and it's going to use the standard 30 caliber probe for the impact. Let me come grab the camera and I'll give you a closer look at the arrows. Alright, on the bottom we have the arrow for the FX Impact. On the top, a standard archery arrow. Standard arrow measures about 30 inches in length, depending on your arm span. And the impact arrow measures 24 inches in length. The impact arrow is significantly larger in diameter than the archery arrow, leading me to believe that it may be derived from some type of crossbow arrow. Both arrows are of a carbon material and have standard target tips on them. Let's see how much they weigh. Hello. First, the archery arrow. 25 grams. And the impact arrow, 20 grams. Pretty close. Next, the biggest difference, you'll notice, the impact arrow has no fletchings on it. It does have a plastic plug on the end with an O-ring. They did this because, unlike the FX Verminator Extreme, which has an arrow that goes on top of the barrel, kind of like a sleeve, this arrow actually goes inside of the barrel. Now you may be asking yourself, how is the arrow going to travel straight if it doesn't have any fletchings? From what I understand, archers need the fletchings on the arrow to compensate for the archer's paradox and a dynamic spine. When an archer shoots an arrow, all of the energy is transferred through the string into the tail of the arrow, causing the spine to flex. The fletching helps correct that. Obviously, the impact arrow does not have any fletchings. It is also being propelled from the rear, although it's being propelled from a burst of air. So I don't think it'll be susceptible to the archer's paradox, curving around the actual bow, but it may be affected by dynamic spine. After all, it is an arrow. So we are going to take these outside, hopefully get a little slow motion video, and shoot some targets, and do some chronograph work. For the life of me, I cannot find my high-speed camera. So I'm going to try to record the flight of the arrow with this camera and slow it down in iMovie. I hope it works. Alright, we're outside now. I have with me the Energy Elite 35-inch compound bow, which is pretty much capable of taking any large game in North America, assuming it's legal. I have the same arrows that we weighed inside. I also have the FX Impact set up with the arrow barrel. We're going to shoot a few arrows across the chronograph with the compound bow, and then a few arrows with the impact on a few different power settings. 272 feet per second. $273 feet per second. And 271 feet per second. Now we have the FX impact. We're going to start with the valve on 4, which is all the way open, and the power wheel also on 4. Of course, we have the arrow barrel and the 30 caliber probe. To insert the arrow, to open the lever halfway, insert the barrel, .242 feet per second. I only have one arrow, so I'll be going back and forth. Now let's try valve 4, power 5. .288 feet per second. Now we'll try valve 4, power max. .340 feet per second. Okay, so with the FX impact and the arrow barrel, the closest foot per second I could get to my compound bow was with valve 4, power 5, only about a 10 foot per second difference. And then when I bumped it up to valve 4 max power, I got about 60 feet per second more from the impact than my compound bow. Now keep in mind, when hunting archery, it's not all about the foot per second. Much like air gunning, it's about an accurate shot. But with archery, foot per second always doesn't translate into energy. It is normally the broadhead which actually causes the lethal kill to the animal. Let's shoot some targets. Alright, first we're going to take 10 shots with the Energy Elite compound bow from 20 yards. Then we'll take 10 shots with the impact. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 5. Must have hit a soft spot. Uh-oh. Come on through. Okay, well, that was the second round of 5. As you can see, there's only 3 arrows in the front. One coming out the back and another somewhere off in the forest. Definitely hit a soft spot in the center. Let's pull these out. See what the group looks like. Well, there's a look at the group. Kind of rushed it, but not too bad. Alright, we've got the impact all set up to shoot some targets. We've got the valve on 4 and the power on 5 to try to compare it to the accuracy of my compound bow. I'm going to go back to my bench, shoot from 20 yards off of a bipod. Yeah! FX impact, baby! Well, here's a 10-shot group at 20 yards off a bipod. Not too shabby. Yeah, I suppose I could have done better. I don't think I'm going to stretch out the distance any further because I've got a giant wild mountain boar coming into my yard. I think I might just save this arrow for that guy.